It's more fun.
Yeah, I. This is the same thing that happened the last time we were here. There you are. There's Virginia. There she is. Oh, no, she's coming in. We were looking, we couldn't get this thing started very well. Okay, there's Elizabeth. Okay, it's ready. It's
So we're not up on
It
the
just
screen.
goes really hunky.
I'm gonna leave it running on my phone.
This.
Because I think it has. I'm sorry. I think we are probably gonna flip this on so that we can see Virginia.
Yes, see Virginia and if anyone else shows up.
Yeah, I can
A lot
move
of
my stuff
time.
again.
Yeah, well, I'll give you this as soon as we get everybody.
You never know where everyone's gonna sit. Right.
Just have to let everybody on, so your shirts.
I'm saying, yeah, it's that right there, that
Okay.
is recording. And I think I'll leave myself on just in case. It's on my.
I think they're okay. Yeah, I think once it gets up, we're fine.
Okay. Why is this TV not showing up?
No, no,
Mirrorless camera, the microphone at.
turn it on over there and then maybe
Gods are aligned against us.
Was it, yes.
thank darn thing is just.
And I don't know if either of you gentlemen to be over to me or. I'm gonna pass you all. I can't figure out what my.
Possibly,
I'm
possibly.
really not gonna.
Well, they like to, they are possibly putting a documentary together. On all kinds of stuff. Plus, he started to attend court. Ooh. Good.
Well, we're trying to, yeah.
Trying to figure out why the TV won't turn on. That's the camera adjuster thing.
Okay, I see Dennis just came in too.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
You know what?
They are members of the public that would like to attend and take an interest in it.
It's on.
And can you hear us?
He does.
Yes, there can be.
Work. I know.
Um,
It's a big deal. I just like asking that question. I'm sorry.
Christie, where so you, I'm gonna, she's gonna be here.
Okay.
I can.
Oh, I know.
You
I know the answer. I just.
I don't
I
know.
just want to hear you
You
say.
can see us. Okay.
And then if you see anything, admit, push admit, that lets them know.
So my question to Virginia is whether she can see us
Can you see us, Virginia?
and whether she can hear us.
I can hear you, but I can't see you. The camera is
Okay,
not
that's-
showing me.
Okay, we're not quite there yet.
Okay. And when I left, it
Yeah.
was only you, Judy. It didn't say it was a live meeting, but that was.
I mean, I'm here.
I will make sure I stay in, and then these two of us to be a live meeting.
Well,
so
I
Virginia
think
left.
they're gonna come up maybe next week. I don't know.
Well, she didn't stop it. I started it. She didn't start it, did she?
It didn't start until I joined. When you were in there by yourself, it's not a meeting, so it's not a meeting unless there's two.
Okay, all right.
So, I mean,
Camera, let me get it focused.
Oh, I don't know.
this way.
so.
Do you have enough rooms? Yes. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. You're trying to program.
This is not on, Rick is not on.
I
think this Log text not on, so that may be the little. Yes, I do have, copies of the minutes and the, do you have that, Nancy? The minutes there, I've got, I
I
made,
have my
Okay.
copies.
Well, these are all one copy.
Yeah.
yeah, those are all in here. The other one, that one, if you need that one. I didn't do a bunch of those just because there's so many pages of them.
I'm up on screen and this is my copy of the agenda. Right. Yeah, but I brought my own copies.
So did I.
You know, those youngins, they don't have printers anymore. It just doesn't make sense.
All these things going by the way.
Virginia, thank you for being here. We know it's late on the East Coast. Are things going well?
Yes, I've got lots and lots of things to do, but am enjoying being here too. So
And
That's nice.
it's a little bit warmer and probably less snow.
yeah, there's no snow. It's that weird time where there's no
We'll send you
snow,
some.
there's no green
Well-
leaves. It's
We'll send her some.
Yeah, it's pre-spring.
yes.
Oh, I know why the camera got on. Judy, can you turn the camera on right there, please?
Where, what,
Oh, that's, yeah, that
Oh, for
would be,
heaven's sake.
Oh.
Yeah, the front,
There, right there.
cameras.
there it is.
okay, but now it's
Wait,
pointing.
Yeah, no, click it.
They're just-
There we
There
go.
it is, there it
I'm
is.
Saying to adjust where it's pointing, that is not a problem.
Okay,
I will adjust that. I'm that.
Yeah, all right, that's,
Thank you.
For heaven's sake, it was the easiest solution.
Elizabeth, thank you for being here.
Virginia, I talked to, the guy at Cross today, so I have an update on that. The downtown library guy.
Oh, wonderful.
I just talked to him finally today. We've been kind of playing phone
They
tag.
better recording if we are all on the video.
Brilliant.
So.
Wait a minute, somebody didn't get the second page of the,
No,
No,
I shouldn't.
oh, no, that's,
Fine, I tend to.
Okay,
that's the other.
we have a
That's
quorum.
the, somebody didn't get the second page of their minute.
We'll call to order at 5:33. The pen that works. I believe we have your names, but just for the record, can you say that again, our visitors?
My name is Skylar Kingstring.
I am Nico Wolf,
Nico Wolf, and can I ask what you're filming for?
personal projects, termination, does press stuff, just,
Okay, thanks. Glad you're here.
Nickel Wolf and who was the other one? Nickel Wolf and who was the other person?
Skylar Kingstring.
Skylar Kingstring.
So we'll start the meeting by acknowledging that we gathered tonight on the traditional lands of the Dena'ina Athabascan people. For more than 1,000 years have been and continue to be stewards of our land. So it is with gratefulness and respect that we recognize the contributions, the innovations, and contemporary perspectives of the Upper Cook Inlet Dena'ina people. And Madam Secretary, would you care to call the roll? And if anybody's reading anything they want to talk about, they can do that.
Okay, so Deb Bronson is not yet here, but I know she indicated she would be. Dennis,
Here.
anything you're reading that you wish to share? Just giving you the.
No,
Okay,
stuff I'm reading, you don't want to know.
okay. I'm Nancy, I'm here, and I'm currently reading, Delia Ephron's, biography. Barbara.
I had to look it up.
Yeah, I know.
I'm reading Dancing in the Mosque, which is really a fascinating story. It's a true story about a woman who grew up in Afghanistan and under the Taliban, and she got away from that. And the name, which I'm probably going to mispronounce, is Kamira Kaderi. Is the author.
That's pretty good.
What?
Sounded pretty good to me.
Anyway, wrote the book.
Thank you. Alice is not, is she there? Alice?
Looks like she's.
Hi, I'm here.
Yay,
She's
thanks.
on
Alice.
the,
Did you want to
Can you
share
hear
a
me?
book?
Yes, also your engine.
Yes, sorry about that. I'm driving back from Eagle River right now, but so I am reading, I think I said it last time, I'm like a serial start and never finish book kind of person. But I'm reading Whale Snow by Chi Sakakibara, I think. And then I also recently started a Fran Lebowitz book, which is her 2 books that she has existing, but she put together. I can't remember what it's called. I just watched her documentary on Netflix called Pretend It's a City. It's pretty good. But I'm here.
Alice, drive carefully, please.
Christie,
You let that.
are you?
I am here and I'm reading a book that I think Dennis would like because it's about World War II.
Mhm.
And it's called, and I'm going to lose the title, it's either Beyond the Mountain or Facing the Mountain by Daniel Brown. It's about,
Novel?
no, it's a nonfiction about Japanese Americans who fought in the war.
Oh,
It's facing the mountain.
the 442nd, the 100th Battalion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
exactly.
Oh, that's
Fighting in Italy and
it's
Southern
that, it's
France.
really good.
And it's phenomenal. So you read it already. I'm glad you did.
Facing the mountain.
Don't ever go to the movie with him like Pearl Harbor because it's not a lot of fun. Most of it's not absolutely exactly as the book read or the war happened.
I know too much.
And Deb, I see that you've joined us. Did you have a book you wanted to recommend or?
I am reading The Maid
Oh, that's, yeah.
I've read that.
by Nita Prose, a name you can pronounce. Yeah, it's really good.
All right, everyone is here. Madam
Okay,
Chair.
thank you very much. So we have the approval of the agenda. I'll take that first and then we'll do the minutes. Everybody had a chance to look at the agenda?
Do we have a moment?
If you want, I was on tap for May for mission moments, but I could also talk now. Wanted to, Christie?
Would you like to do that? Elizabeth?
Absolutely.
Thank you very much. Everybody know Elizabeth's.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Moreau Nicolai. I'm the Youth Services Coordinator and I am temporarily the Acting Assistant Director.
Thank you very much. Put on another hat as your mission moment.
Absolutely.
Thanks. Is there a motion to accept the agenda?
I'll move.
Second?
One second.
Thank you, Dennis. Had a chance to look at the minutes, have we?
Mm.
Oh, did we?
I'm just gonna go to the request. Considerations.
No, I know. I'm giving people a minute to look them over.
I didn't have any changes.
I read them. I'm good with them.
Want to make a motion?
Do you want to move?
Sure, make a motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Persons to be heard, I did ask, do folks want to,
I'm sorry, covered their name.
Skylar, Nika, do you wish to be heard in this meeting? No? Okay. Okay, wow.
Yeah, we can be.
I'm looking at the clock. 5:50 is when we're supposed to get it. So the director's report is sort of split level. Elizabeth, did you say you were going to do the written report and then?
I was just saying, Virginia, if you want to, Virginia wasn't sure what time she'd make it on, so I'm only here if you need something, Virginia, if you want to do director's report.
Nope. I would like to just give an update on the strategic plan revision and then log off because it's almost my bedtime.
Why don't we let you go?
Yeah, and I
Talk
have a-
about the strategic plan.
Yeah, go ahead, because then I have a couple of things for updates for director.
So I just wanted to say that after some discussion and looking over the different options for the revision of the strategic plan and realizing that all we would come up with is something that didn't really make anybody happy, the smart thing to do is actually to not put up a revised plan that doesn't really, appeal to anyone. And instead, we're just going to post a notice that says that we are working on a new strategic plan. We're going to list the process we're going to go through and the most important points of what we're going to be looking at for the new plan, and that we'll have a plan ready to go by the end of 2024. And with that statement, that means that the plan that expired at the end of 2022, I think can stay as it is because it's clearly connected to, it's an old plan and then we'll be creating a new plan. So that way we don't need to worry about any of this and we can come up with a new, nice, comprehensive plan. And that's all. I just wanted to give you the update on that. So we don't need to worry about that anymore.
And Virginia, since we talked, I realized too that on the website, there's a long range plan, 2016 to 2030. So there was a concern that people checking into the website didn't think we knew what year it was. That should also be available. So I appreciate that. Any questions or comments to Virginia about the strategic plan?
I did have, Dennis did some, but I'll give them to Virginia, did send me some comments and I didn't get them to Virginia, but I will send them.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. You wish to say anything about that, Dennis? Or-
No.
Okay. I think you are free to go.
Wonderful. Thank you all so much. Have a lovely meeting and I will talk to you soon.
Okay, nice. Thanks a lot.
I'm gonna send you.
Thank you, Virginia.
Thanks. Yeah, it's a long time. And I just had a couple of things, for updates on the, a couple of things that just came through on the director's report since we didn't really have, she didn't have one other than the one that is in the, we have the department things, which gives you a lot of information. The downtown library, we've been waiting, and I'm Judy Elledge, the deputy director of the library. And, the downtown library has been in the process of getting started and it's taken us quite some time just to get through the city. But I did talk to Dave at Croft, the engineers today, and he had been working with Rose Sturgielewski. And so they're going to pay $7,200 for a code and historical analysis. When they did, there was a plan that was done in 2003, and there was a code analysis done at that time, but there was no historical analysis done, like easements and things. And he said he has had some experience, like with the guest house that the assembly just bought, and then there was the downtown library. These are all federal historical buildings. And so he said that there might be an issue to do with the what you can change in that building, what you cannot. But I did tell him that Visit Alaska, Visit Anchorage is no longer there. They moved out and I think to a smaller, so that it is empty so they can do that. And then I told him that we're looking at, there's 13,000 square feet in the building. Visit Anchorage is going to keep the west end that used to be the old fire department. That's just a path away from the log cabin. And so they're going, he said that probably this historical analysis would help us decide what 4,000 square feet we want based just on what we could do. So that was good to know that finally something is beginning to start that. So I was that, and the Alaska Room update project, and Virginia will do that in March. That's going to be waiting on her when she comes back. And then the only other thing, and Elizabeth, you can explain more about Beyond the Stacks, would you, when it's your time?
Absolutely.
Okay, and then the AEDs and all the libraries, and that's the machine, like after you give chest, when you give CPR and then you hit them, we didn't have them in all of our buildings. And we're going to purchase two, one to go into Mountain View and one to go into Muldoon. So we're working on that. So everybody will have that. And we've asked everybody to update their training on those. So that's two things that we've done. I think they're pretty important, that since we did have a woman that died during an assembly meeting, that's been an issue. We've had people calling. So it was a good time to go back and look at things, even though we were not, it wasn't, it was after hours assembly, but she was way out at the flagpole. And so anyway, so we just had a lot of questions about it. Them not understanding that we don't pay for the security at the assembly. So anyway, but it was a good time to relook, and we decided that yes, everybody should have them. And there were two of our branches that didn't, so we'll try to get those.
Okay.
So that's all.
And you were saying about Beyond the Stacks. Beyond the Stacks is a fundraiser headline, put together by our Friends of the Library organization. It is on April 1st this year. I don't remember the location. It's typically in one of the hotels, and it's, if you've been to any sort of a banquet style fundraiser, it's very much as those. You can buy a table or just your individual seats. There is always a silent auction for the as well for various things. And it is just a lot of fun. So
They raise a lot of money.
we raise a lot of money. The Friends of the Library support the library annually. Most of our programming budget, 95% of it comes from them. This year, their contribution is $100,000 towards both programming and collections. That is both programming and collections. And specifically, again, because I'm the youth services librarian, it's near and dear to my heart, and I should have brought you a sample one. But we have this new product coming in called Wonder Books. We were able to purchase a small collection that's downstairs being processed right now. And we hope to have it as one of the things that we have people do donations for at the Beyond the Stacks. And they are picture books for children. And they have a little digital reader on one corner. So I'm of the age that when I was a kid, I had a cassette tape player. And I would push play and it would ding and I would turn the page as it read the story to me. It does that, but instead of a cassette tape, it is now a little MP3 player that's like permanently attached to the corner of the.
They're darling. They're just darling.
And they have both like read along and sing along modes, and they're really very fun books. And so like I said, we have purchased 150 as a pilot collection that should be hopefully appearing in the shelves in the next month or so. And we hope to expand that to all of our, it'll be at 3 of our locations. And we hope with the funds raised at Beyond the Stack to be able to expand that to all of our locations.
Nice.
And I should have brought one. I kind of
Yeah, you
didn't know I was going
Cute, I know. You
There's
can do that in May though, you should.
and I'd say they even do them. I think we have one chapter book. We have one of the Ramona Quimby books. Okay.
And come back to me just a moment. I did send everybody an email today, request for reconsideration that's on the website. I just sent you the link for that. I did bring copies, and I also refer everyone to our policy and our collections manager and exactly how everything is done, and it's listed in there. So I wanted everyone to know that I looked that up, and Virginia can go more into that in March. But if you've got somebody, instead of, you can say, this is what we do, we don't never tell you that's what we do. And that's the procedure. So, and it cannot be done online. You have to download it. And I can't remember if you can mail it in. I know you may have to bring it in.
You could mail it in or you can bring it in.
Bring it in. Yeah, I couldn't remember any location. So that it is there and it is available. And basically that's the first process. And that's how we've been doing it since I've been here. So, yeah. So thanks. But I did send you all the links. So
Go ahead.
For the mission moment now?
Already.
I don't have anything else to add really for the director's report. I think Judy.
Oh, okay, that's where I was going if you had more for that, but you can just, you can segue directly into.
Do you mind if I drive the computer for a moment?
At all.
I have some questions about the director's report.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Under recent accomplishments, it's youth services, the pilot program. I'm not curious who's using it, but the public students, is there a way to track how often those cards are being used?
Yes, there is a way to track that. And I can get that email to you and to you, that information to you as an email. We promote these cards. We've been doing, so.
I think it's a good idea. I'd
Yeah.
just like to see if it's being used.
We've been doing this since 2017. I can tell you how many circulate. I can't tell you how many use these electronically.
Okay.
And we promote them very heavily. You let me have a moment of history. We started doing this as a pilot in 2015, just like going and registering kids individually, which was super staff consuming. And then in 2016, they added us to Anchorage School District registration. So when a student registers at Anchorage School District, the last screen, and I have 2 students in Anchorage School District myself, so I've done this myself. The very last screen after like photo releases and all the stuff is, do you want your child to have an Anchorage Public Library card? Spells out very clearly what that means.
Okay.
If the parent clicks yes, the information is transmitted to our website. And once they do that, they can check out 3 physical items and access our electronics materials, except for Hoopla. And so we can track how many physical items are checked out. We can't always track we can tell you how many times electronic stuff is, but not who's using it. We know that a lot of the high schools, like those students can't necessarily get to the public library, but they're able to use our electronic resources for their research, which is more than the schools have, because we have, especially like
I guess I'm just looking at, is there some way to capture that they're using?
for print, yes, but not for electronic.
Okay.
The new project that's being talked about in the directors is, we figured out how to physically print the cards so that the cards would be on little like cardstock cards with their numbers and a barcode. We hadn't had that capability before. And we've been, so about 38,000 students have a card. And so far I have distributed, oh my gosh, I think I put the number in there. But I have so far distributed, it was under Bridge 2 information, I believe, sorry. So I think so far I've distributed, I don't know, I've distributed 20 some schools worth of cards, but
Okay.
28 schools, but I have 38,000 district wide
Okay.
students.
And then the other question is the chat box. I heard about this, I think a couple meetings ago. Is it being used?
Just opened.
It just opened, I think, last week.
Okay.
And we just added that. The thing I am doing primarily in my acting director role is redoing how we do statistics because I love spreadsheets passionately.
God, yes. Yes.
So I will have numbers for you in a couple of
Okay.
months of use. Absolutely.
You know,
If I can add to that, Dennis, do you remember when we were at Eagle River Library, they had that pod there? It's the same.
I don't remember the pod.
It was a pod to be used with cell phones. It's no longer at Eagle River. It's here instead.
Oh, so the
They
pod.
just took it, they took it
and
out.
I'm gonna tell you, there's a lot of people,
Yeah.
like I had a young man come in and he wanted to do he was doing interviews. Actually doing interviews, actually got the job. And I finally let him come on the fourth floor. He was just trying to find someone
Where
quiet
from the
without
door.
doing a whole room.
Mhm.
Well, that's set up to where you could put your computer there
Okay.
and you could go in, you could rent it for an hour. So anybody that was looking to do, I mean, it's really great. Looks like an old phone, kind of an old phone booth. I said, let's paint it red, but they didn't want to. But it's really gonna be cool. And we do have a lot of people that they just don't have any privacy anywhere. So I hope it.
So I think it's a good idea.
It just now, we just now have it up and running. It's only been hooked up about 2 weeks.
I just, Madam Chair, can I have a question?
Yeah.
Judy, you said, you can rent it for an hour. Is there a cost?
It's not rent, I'm sorry. You can save it for an hour. No, there's no cost. You can look at, I'm sorry, no, you book, no, there's
No cost.
no cost, no.
Right.
I'm sorry, yeah, you just can't, but you do have to sign up to reserve it.
The poking is fun. Any other,
Thank you.
anything else?
Madam
Doctor? Any other questions? Alice, anything from you? I hate to bother her because she's driving.
Yeah.
I'm listening, but no questions. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thanks, Alice. Okay, given that, please.
Okay, well, I would say I guess I should have talked about the school cards for my mission moment. That's one of my big projects I've done since becoming youth coordinator, I guess 8, 9 years ago. But so one of the things that we do when we have a school break, if you don't mind, I'm gonna borrow this, Christy.
Yeah.
One of the things that we do when we have a school break is,
Let me just get out.
so sorry. We try to offer as much programming as we can, and usually for like winter break or spring break, that's a daily program for school age kids. So that this year includes I'm gonna do a screen share, and I know you can't see this, but that way it will show up in the meeting minutes. So even though I know you can't see this, Alice, that included a program every day during the second week of winter break, that one that was after New Year's. And we are going to include, do it again for different programs for spring break. We'll have a program every day for school age kid. And we did things like Here Be Dragons, where we had dragon crafts, and they could practice storytelling by doing their own dragon short film with our stop motion animation studios that were built for us by a Eagle Scout.
Oh, cool.
But what I wanted to show you, one of my favorites is that we do is called a stuffed animal sleepover.
Oh, I wanted to go to that one
And what it is it's so cute, is the night before,
It is cute.
all of the students drop off, I'm gonna pause it before we start it. All of the students drop off their
They're Pooh Bears.
They're Pooh Bears, and they fill out these adorable little permission slips, just like they were the mom or dad of their animal. And they tell us if they have any allergies or any special needs, like if they're scared of the dark. And they take this very seriously. And and when they do that, oh, this is not what I wanted to do. This is how to use the Who Laugh, which you should also do. But, and when they do it, it is just adorable. So let's screen share so that this will be part of the record. And then the stuffed animals get up to all sorts of shenanigans overnight. And then the next morning, the kids come back and they have a story time. They watch the video of the shenanigans, and all of their stuffed animals have discovered a new book that they love, that their grown-up just has to take home and read to them.
What a great idea.
So it is one of my favorite things that we do. So I thought I would share this with you. I'm screen shared, so this should be on our record.
Oh, that woman's wonderful.
That's cute.
They played too much in youth services.
Of course.
Oh. Who did that video? So cute.
Okay, Kelsey did it.
Kelsey, oh my God, she's so good.
Kelsey's something else. So these are all of our sleepover friends.
That's so cute. That's cute.
So that is our, like I said, so we do stuff every day during our winter break and our summer reading break. Well, not during our summer reading break, but we'll do it again during our during the school's spring break. It can be a lot of fun. It could be as simple as sometimes we just show the Lego movie and put out the Legos and the kids watch the movie and build simultaneously. And sometimes it's stop motion animation creation with dragons. And this time it was our stuffed animal sleepover.
That was fun.
Which was super fun.
That was fun. Cool. You need to get those teenagers. You think, I bet there's a lot of teenagers that have stuffed animals and just don't want to let us know. We need to get them in here with their.
We didn't do it this time, but the last time we did this, we actually had a volunteer, one of our teenage volunteers who had created the video for us this time.
Wow.
This time we asked, and none of our volunteers who are teenagers had a particular passion for video creation. We do have volunteers who come in every Thursday for a couple of hours, and then we'll have them all summer long at various shifts, and they work. And it's great for our staff. We just keep like, do you have any papers that need collated and stapled? Or do you have, they've done all sorts of different projects. People are always saving projects for us, and we've got lots of great projects for our volunteers every Thursday. we checked. None of them wanted to do video
Trying to
creations.
get the other people, kids in here to come.
So, yeah, that is, yeah, so if you watch out in March, and I know you guys often see our event announcements, watch out, we'll have an event every day here at LUSAC. And all of our branch locations will have at least one special school age event during our spring break.
That's wonderful.
About how many students come in?
About, it can entirely varies. So I think Here Be Dragons had 62 people. The Stuffed Animal Sleepover had 45, which I know because I actually look at the report. It depends on, we've gone up into triple digits, and then sometimes, you know, it'll only be 10 or 15 families. I think it depends on what else we're competing against with in the community. But on average, a winter break or a spring break program will be between 50 and 100 people. And a summer program will be between 150 and 200. Here at LUSAC, our branches are a little bit less.
Do they advertise it at the schools? How do they?
We do.
advertise it?
The school district, in order to advertise at the school district, you have to have a permission slip. And we are a trusted community partner. And so every year I apply for and receive the blanket permission to advertise within the school district. But yes, we do advertise all of our events within the school district. Before our summer reading, which I was going to come in May and talk about summer discovery, formerly summer reading as our mission moment. Before we do that, we actually stopped doing story times for the month of May to really focus on school outreach. And we try to get into as many schools as we can. And we usually make another little video for the schools that just can't work us into their schedule. They at least have a little video to show. And we usually see between 3,000 and 5,000 students, at least in person, with more by video in the month of May, trying to advertise our summer programs, as well as I do print and send home. I send posters to every single school, and I do reach out to private schools as well. And we usually end up in several of the private schools. I send posters to every school and bookmarks to every elementary school.
Very cool.
So
is there coordination between the city library and the school libraries? You know, is there any kind of cross-pollination there or?
absolutely, yes. What was really exciting for me personally this year, so I am personally friends with and have maintained a good relationship with both the school library coordinators, who is me for the school. Previously Ann Morgenster, she retired, is currently Lisa Sam. So we work really well. And we were talking about the school district cards. I went to the school district librarian in service in November, and I did a training on the resources that are available to their students through ASD that are not available through Anchorage Public Library. When we first launched the cards on a full method, we went to staff meetings at every elementary school. I actually went to the principal in service that year instead of the librarian in service. And I talked to the principals who invited us to their staff meetings. And I went to 40 staff meetings across Anchorage School District in 2016 and 17. And it was amazing. And I think my favorite was when the janitor who was cleaning in the back of the room at the very end of one of the meetings, he said, "Can I have a library card?" And I said, "Absolutely, you can." But yes, not the janitor, I'm sorry, in ASD, they call them the BPOs, but yes, so we do coordinate and go into the in-service and email routinely with them.
Cool.
They're our very favorite partners.
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice transition and for the kids
Yes.
to know where to go.
And I'm of course talking about Anchorage School District because it is the largest thing. We are also often in contact with the other schools. For example, Grace Christian does not do Battle of the Books as heavily, but they do their own big read program. So we often work with them to make sure we have additional books of theirs. So we do try to work within our other schools as well. And yeah.
And you really reach out well to the homeschool community.
We do. We monthly programs.
We had good food today.
We do.
Why didn't you bring those little nuts? Those are good.
We do monthly programs for our homeschoolers here and at our Eagle River location. We call them homeschool hangouts. The first one, of course, is always a tour of the library and how to use library resources. Today was cooking without heat. So we made no bake energy balls and pea camole, which is guacamole with peas in it. Said it was pretty terrible. It was okay. Once you add enough seasonings, you don't really taste the peas and you make some vegetables into children's diets. I see that face. I had some feelings.
I'll skip that.
I'll just eat my peas separately.
But they made butter. I mean,
We did-
that was exciting.
we also made butter. So we did it
Ice
today.
cream, you can make ice cream better than peas.
We did it today and Eagle River will do it tomorrow. So
One little girl was eating that stuff. She ate several plates of that.
it was
Sea stuff. She
Good for her.
fantastic. So yeah, so we do our monthly homeschool hangouts. I don't remember what the March topic was. I apologize. I don't remember what the upcoming March topic is, but there's a different topic every month. Yeah, it's fun. I say the other thing I can talk about that we did very fun. It was in the director's report is, and then I will stop with the mission moment and let you all go on with your meeting. In January 28th, we did our community school fair. This is the third year that we have done this. We did it in 2020. It was almost the last event before COVID. We brought it back last year and we did it again this year. We had 38 schools attend. This year we had added preschools. And so they were both Anchorage School District programs, most of the private schools, the homeschool programs, not just the ones through Anchorage, but also the independent or statewide homeschools like IDEA and Raven. And this year we added the preschool pavilion. So we had a number of part-time and full-time preschools and Head Starts. And so we had families, everyone from people looking for their preschool home for their 3-year-old to families who are trying to choose the right high school for their high school students. And so everyone sets as a booth, very much like a college fair, and they go. We've always done this we are stuck on the last Saturday in January because it is right before February is often like visit our school months, and there's a lot of lottery deadlines and application deadlines around there. So it's a really good time that families are thinking a lot about what it is. And we had over 300 attendees at that this year, not counting the 38 schools that.
Where is that set up? Is it upstairs?
It's upstairs in the big learning commons over there. Yeah. We tried it downstairs in the lobby. We got a little
It was
tight
a little small last year. It was, I was there, it was a little small.
Space over there.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Trying to get that floor down.
Any other questions or comments? Thank you for being dragged, letting yourself be dragged into the mission moment.
I could talk about I love what we do in youth services and I could talk about it all day.
Yeah.
Do kids use physical cards?
For the most part, what we found and what we know statistically is that up to at about age 11 or 12, most things are being checked out on one card for the family. It's mom's checking everything out on her card. So it's usually about when they're teens, they really use their independent card. We do know that our 13 to 17-year-olds are the only age group that are using digital resources more than book resources. In fact, they use digital resources, ebooks specifically, Alaska Digital Library ebooks at twice the rate that they use physical books.
13 to 17?
13 to 17.
Huh.
They are reading ebooks at twice the rate that they are checking out physical books.
And those are just reading books. They're not research.
What that is not what we know is number of items checked out.
Okay.
So they could be checking out a fun book or a research book, either physically or electronically. I just know,
You don't know what they're checking out, they're just checking something.
I know the number of items that they are checking out twice as many ebooks as they are checking out physical books.
But not the younger ones.
Not the younger ones.
Good.
And interesting, it's harder to say because 0 to 12 is so much of that activity is done. But I know that the highest circulating items are children's print. If we look at picture books and chapter books,
They come back here, they go back.
they account for almost, children's print accounts for over 50% of our circulation as a system.
Well, good. I don't want books to go away.
I don't either.
They're not.
As much as I love my Kindle personally, when I read to my children, I read physical books.
Yeah, me too.
And that's what's nice when they have the story hours and stuff like that, because they've got different age kids and they always come back and go through the second floor and check out books. I mean, and that's a second floor is a fun place to be anyway. Just
Yeah, we say if you add in children's media, which is to say DVDs and CDs, 60% of our circulation is for items, physical items. 60% of our physical item circulation is for children's materials.
Tells you a lot about not being successful after children to get a reader.
I finally got a Kindle, which I didn't want because I like the tactile.
Yeah, I'm like you.
It's great for
That's
traveling.
So good for traveling.
Very handy, so.
Yeah.
Hold on. And I've been using Libby.
I take my book.
Excellent.
My Kindle.
Awesome.
Libby's great.
The
Libby
line
is
bothers
great.
me.
So
Anything else from Elizabeth?
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Good work you're doing.
Thank you.
I have been told by, our vice chair that I was remiss in my, I.
I don't think I said.
I said remiss, Deb's eyebrows go. That I asked for a, move in a chair and a second for the agenda in the minutes, but I didn't ask for a vote.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
You were,
somebody's
I
watching.
was remiss, so.
Someone's watching it.
First. Vote aye if you accept the motion to approve the agenda, please.
Aye.
Aye.
I'm sure Alice means I.
She means aye, I'm sure. Okay, thank you. And how about saying aye for the motion to approve the minutes of the last meeting?
Aye.
Thank you both. We have come to board comments. Do we have any comments from the
Wow.
board? No. Yet? Crickets? Okay.
I think.
I do know that Virginia has offered to schedule Nate House for our next meeting, who is the Collection Management Services Coordinator.
Mhm.
So I have a live body to ask questions for them.
And she,
He's been here before.
and is she back? Is she back yet?
March 13th.
Oh, March. All
Count
right.
the days.
So, Madam Chair, I do have a question.
Yes,
Where are we with our replacement board members that have been nominated by the mayor?
I've asked that question several times and what I've heard is nowhere right
Well,
now.
the assembly keeps on postponing.
Yeah, there's two that's been holding out since March. And they were going to wait. I was at that assembly meeting. They were appointed and they wanted to wait till they had a library director, had a library science group. I'm not sure what that had to do with the advisory public meetings, but they did. So they did. And that was supposed to be in December. And I asked about it and it still hasn't. So they're still kind of hanging out there. So I don't know.
You know that Dennis and Nancy and Barb all have.
Extension.
Dennis, I think, goes
Is that
up,
unusual? I mean,
I think
I'm a
Dennis
new
goes
guy here.
2024.
Well, they all go to April now with the added 60 days. And sorry, what was,
Is that unusual? I mean, seen this in the past?
No.
Yeah. Strange.
no, I wouldn't say that it's usual.
Yeah.
Does everybody ask the assembly why they're not moving on?
I did ask at one point, this was several months ago, so it's not recent news, but just the stacked business of the assembly.
Dennis, I did look and you weren't 23, you're 2024.
2020?
10/14, 2024.
Okay,
Yeah, that was incorrect. For some reason, I found this, it was the original.
that's what I thought.
Doug, actually, Nancy has another answer.
I wasn't sure what you were asking, if it was usual, but it is not, we have had open seats in the past. So it is not unusual to have open seats.
Like, I guess I was asking specifically, is it unusual for a mayor to nominate advisory board members and then have them not be placed and,
We're not voted on it. Really.
yeah, and then have, extensions, play? I don't know.
It's not.
In my experience, it
Yeah.
isn't, but my experience is only 8 years long, so.
Only 8 years?
In 20.
That's a considerable amount of time.
It is. You would know.
You don't know what the gray end of it.
Be a good question to put to this in.
Any other comments? Well, then we need a motion to adjourn this meeting.
Wow, is it really 6:16?
I don't know, our clocks.
Yes.
Don't even start us. Don't start.
I didn't notice.
Yes.
You know what? If we could, I just want them off the system so we can do them ourselves. I'd
Art
like
made
to
a
do it
motion.
myself.
Is there a second?
Is Alice?
Is Alice still there?
Oh, there's Alice.
I second.
Hey, Alex, I need to talk to you.
Excuse me. I'm gonna call for this vote or else.
Sorry, yeah, you'll forget it. Call for the vote. I'll talk to her.
Say aye if you approve the motion to adjourn.
Aye.
Thank you.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Hey, Alice, before you
I
leave,
will not be at the next.
are you still there, Alice? Hey, what? I need to talk to you about something totally not related to library. What's the is your cell number the best way to catch you?
Okay, I'm gonna take it to you.
Well, actually.
I have a work number. I will email it to you.
Okay, thanks, because I just have a couple of questions to ask you about something else that people need some help with. And I thought of you, so.
Sure.
So I mentioned, okay.
Okay.
30, 40.
I don't.
Is, where is the other, oh, yeah.
I took, my adult
Person.
I ran,
colleagues always
I ran all that off, we
kind
wasted
of,
paper.
they're like, well, one adult will come in and check out for mystery, whereas a mom will come in and check out 15 books and be back in a week.
Right, yeah.
So that
My mother was.
it's not necessarily reflective of how many, individual users it